should you use weights to shadow box with? Does shadow boxing with weights actually help you to build speed? And if it doesn't, what does it actually do? So in this video, I'm going to break everything down, what you should use it for, and what it actually helps to build. So let's break it down. First things first, let's get the biggest misconception out of the way. Punching with weight in shadow boxing does not help you build speed. The body mechanics of a punch with speed are completely different than when you introduce resistance of weight to your punches. With weights in your hands, you're actually introducing the downward, the gravity, moving your punches down. And it's the illusion that you get from punching with weights that when you put them down, you think you're going faster, but you're actually not. Because punch speed is all about relaxation and tension, and that whip and the snap-like effect that you introduce to your punches. Something that's impossible to do with weights. The entire time you hold in the weights, you are tight. Your shoulders are tight, your arms are tight, and you cannot properly introduce that relaxation and tension with your punches. So a lot of people think they can build up speed by grabbing the weights and beginning to punch, and when they set the weights down, it's the illusion of speed that you get from punching with weights, and now you feel lighter, so you're thinking you're punching faster. But that's actually not the case. The entire time when you are punching for speed, you are relaxed, you are loose, and right at the moment of impact, you tighten your fist and you tighten your body, your shoulder, and you put your entire momentum, the full snap and the whip into your punch. Something that cannot be done when you have a weight. Because with weight, the entire time you are tight and you cannot work the snap and the whip with your punch unless you already developed the snap and the whip just from proper technique and the proper punch mechanics for speed. And that's why a lot of times you see guys who actually have the speed when they use it with weights and then they set them down and they go fast. People think that's how they developed it, but that's not the case. They already had speed. And if you want to build punching speed, it's all about the relaxation and tension right before you deliver your strike, and then it's all about the snap and the whip of the hand. Tighten your fist, your arm, your shoulder, your body at the exact same moment your fist connects, and then back to relaxation. And as fast as your punch goes out, that's the same speed that needs to come back. And this cannot be done with weights because you are unable to be relaxed and then tighten, snap, whip with your punch, and then come back to relaxation. So for speed, you need to drill that snap-like, that whip-like effect with your punch by being relaxed, punching, snapping your punch, snapping your fist, then coming back to relaxation. And you need to utilize shadow boxing without weights for speed. Then you need to use the double-end speed bag, the double-end reflex tennis ball, as well as just working the speed mechanics of a punch, just being relaxed and then just snapping and whipping your punches to generate that speed. So then, should you even use weights in shadow boxing? And the answer is yes, you should. What it helps you build is the endurance and the stamina in your shoulders. And it's a great way to introduce the endurance work in your shadow boxing by having weights. But there's a few things you need to keep in mind when you are doing this. Number one is you should use lighter weights. 3 pounds I like to use. You can go up to 5, but 5 pounds should be max. You shouldn't be going anything higher than 5. Stick with lighter weights. And then when you do shadow box with weights, you need to flow. You need to remain tight with your technique and you need to flow with them. There's no speed that you should be introducing with weights in your shadow boxing. You need to flow through your punches, through your combinations, and working your endurance and stamina for your shoulders, your arms, as you use the weights with shadow boxing. And what I recommend you do is do a round-based system by introducing weights for a few rounds, then drop the weights and just go straight shadow boxing, working on speed and working on technique, and introducing that speed without the weights. Then come back to the weights in order to continue working your endurance for your shoulders, your arms, and go back to flow and working the stamina, working the endurance. Nice and flowing, no snaps, just flowing through technique, throwing through punches. Then do a few more rounds of this, sit them down, and then back to shadow boxing by a little higher pace, and introduce the snap, introduce the whip, introduce the speed, and just kind of alternate between shadow boxing with weights, set them down, and then go back to shadow boxing without weights by implementing more of a fast, snappier, whip-like effect to your punches to work your speed. And if you want to find out the principles and the drills you should be doing in order to develop the whip and the snap and the speed of your punches, check out 2 other videos that I have that will break everything down in more detail for you so you can actually begin to develop your punch speed.